Warren, so what was your first reaction when you found out that you're playing here in the Philippines? You have your microphone there?
Okay.
Yes. Alright.
Project.
It's the projector.
Okay. I was very excited. I've never been to the Philippines before, and I've heard a lot of incredible things. So.
Like what have you heard about the
Okay,
Philippines?
so in the U.S., you guys, you have a reputation for being really kind. Seriously. Like, everybody's like really happy. And I've been to a lot of different countries. I was just telling someone outside that everywhere I go, everybody's smiling at me. And I really like that.
Yes, it's very natural for us.
Yeah, yeah. But it's not everywhere, so it's special.
Yes. Any question for Andy Grammer? So here your song Fresh Eyes is very, very big. I mean, everyone is really, really looking forward to hearing it live. Can you tell us more about that hit?
Yeah, that was this is like one of my biggest like streaming hits. And so I've had songs that are much bigger in the U.S. for myself, but this one did really well outside of the U.S. So it's really exciting to now go all across the world. I just did a tour in Australia and started to chase down the rest of the world. It's been kind of like my introduction to the rest of the world. I love it.
And then you actually went from becoming a street performer
Yeah.
to a world-class performer now.
Yeah.
So can you tell us more about your experience during those times when you were on the streets and performing for strangers?
Yeah, so I started as a street performer for about 4 years when I had my guitar case open. And there's a place in Los Angeles, Santa Monica, where there's like a whole street that's blocked out. And pretty much every day I pay my rent by going out there and just not leaving until I had sold enough CDs. And so it's amazing to go from something like that to coming out as far as we are away from my home and have people know my song is really special.
Or do you have any questions? Yes?
How's it going?
My name is Rico Robles from Monster Extended 3.1. Radio. Okay. So we know you write songs. We know you did a street performance and everything. How did it feel like, and which song was it that you wrote when you first heard it on the radio?
Yeah, so my first song, I wrote a song called Keep Your Head Up, which was about not having made even $1 on the street for a full day. And I went home, that day I was like, man, I feel, it's pretty rough to go out on the street and just be out there and playing for like 8 hours and not have one person give you $1 or stop and say anything. So I went home and wrote myself a little pick-me-up. And that one was the one that in the US at least really was really successful. And I got used in movies. And it went platinum, and it was like a whole thing. So from there, that's where I started to get other opportunities. And yeah, that was the first one. Keep your head up.
So that song kind of was your pivotal moment.
Yeah. That was from. I wasn't living on the street. I was like performing on the street. Sometimes people get that a little confused. They're like, so it was like living in your car. I'm like, well, it wasn't exactly like that. But yeah, that was a big deal.
All right, any more?
Hi, I'm Jenny from Soundtrack Manila. I listen to your album, actually every morning almost, because it just has that kind of beat that makes you want to go, get up and face the day with a smile.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's really, really good. It's reflective also of your outlook in life, your personality. It was like listening to almost all of your songs, and they're all very positive. So,
Yeah.
does that mean that you're happy all the time? Do you plan to write a sadder song maybe in the future?
Yeah. They say write what you know. And I'm not just happy all the time, but I do believe that you get tests in life to grow from them. And so you're not going to hear me probably write a song like life sucks and that's it. That's not one that I write. Everything usually, I have hard times. One of the through lines of my music is I lost my mom at 25, and that had a big impact on me. So I know pain. I just, I don't believe that pain is just there to hurt. I believe you usually grow from it.
Okay. My second question is, how has being a street performer helped you now that you're famous and you're like on this big stage and you perform in front of so many people?
Yeah, I think that is such a great way to get started because your standard of what has to happen is really high. So when you're street performing and someone's walking by and just get jeans, the only chance you have to get them to stop and then actually buy a CD is you have to blow them away. I don't know if you have street performers out here. Do you? You do. How often do you stop, number one? Usually you just keep going. Sometimes be incredible, it's like, oh my God, that's really good. and then to actually get you to go, you know what? That's so good that I'm going to give you money. Like that level of how good it has to be is really high. And I take that with me now when I just play tomorrow I'm going to play a show. And I really I'm not just lip service here. Like I want to come play the Philippines. Like I want to do this. So everybody that leaves tomorrow's show has to be like, did you see that guy? That was crazy, at the same level that when they're just walking by to actually give you, buy your CD off the street.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks.
Any more questions? We have one there.
Hi, I'm Jessica from Manila Bulletin. Welcome to the Philippines.
How are you?
I'm good. You?
Good, good.
How do you find Philippines so far?
I love it. I'm really, really enjoying it.
Okay, I have, as they said, your song is really happy. Your first question is, where do you usually get your inspiration to create this type of songs?
I usually just always have voice notes on my phone and always writing down little title ideas and stuff. And really, it's about trying to capture truths about the world, almost like I call it like scientific proofs. So you have an analogy that I use is Newton was the first one to write out what gravity was. He actually wrote it down. And then everybody's like, totally! I'm dealing with gravity all the time. You're the first one who actually wrote it down. This is dope, right? And that's why I think every great song has that in it. So a lot of my inspiration comes from just trying to catch what's already going on.
Thank you for that. The second question is, what do you do when you experience writer's, it's like a writer's block or creativity block?
Yeah. I usually just keep writing. I think that the way to beat writer's block is to just write a bunch of crappy songs, and then one of them usually is better than you think it is.
Any more questions? Speaking of songwriting, from one of your interviews, you mentioned that you had 150 songs written for your new album. Is that correct?
115, yeah.
115 songs. So, with all the songs that you've written, what do you think now is the best one you've written so far?
They're all good for different reasons. Like I said, it's so funny because Fresh Eyes in the United States is one of my smaller ones. It's not very big in the U.S., but it was like huge in Australia. It did really well all outside of the U.S. And so then how do I judge that? Is that really good? Not so good? I have a song called Honey, I'm Good that was like one of the biggest songs of 2015 in the U.S. Outside of the U.S., it's like, whatever. So each one, I can't really tell. It's like, depending on who you're asking. Then I'll have a song that doesn't do well on the radio, but gets like incredible, does amazing at like the sports stadiums in the U.S. I think there's a different home for every type of song that you read.
That's a good answer. Any more? Any questions for Andy Grammer? So, as you mentioned, like there are different ways of seeing which song is great.
Yeah.
So in your case, what makes a good song?
I think a good song, like I said before, it catches something about life that we all feel and says it in an interesting new way. And then sometimes I just think it's like, what can everybody sing along to? I love to be, one of my favorite things to be a show and have everybody sing the same lyrics at the same time.
I'm sorry, one last question. Since it's Father's Day, I just want to know how hard it is for you to be away. I think you have a daughter, right?
Yeah.
I read your bio. How hard it is for you to be away with your daughter during this type of thing?
It is definitely hard to be away from my daughter. She is the cutest. She's 10 months old, and she's so cute. And yeah, she's my favorite thing. So it's tough to do this for me. I got a lot of videos on my phone right now.
You have a question over there?
Yeah. That's okay. Hi, I'm Kathy. I was just wondering, who's the artist that you most look up to, and which artist do you have dream collaboration?
There's a couple. The one I most look up to is Stevie Wonder big out here. You guys love Stevie Wonder?
Yes.
I love him. I've heard that you find your musical family. So you like, in your teenage years you start to go like, oh, I love that. Not just like I love music, but like I love that guy or I love this girl. And you start to go like, oh, you're like my musical father. And then you find somebody else, you're like my musical brother. And from a very young age, Stevie Wonder was like my musical grandfather because he was able to write music that was positive but wasn't cheesy, which is a really hard thing to do I write a lot of music trying to express myself, and a lot of times it falls like way too far into the cheesy category, so you have to cut it through. I think that's why I write so many. You're talking about like 115 songs. And so someone that I can look to who's done that is Stevie Wonder. You know, I was at an awards show. I don't know if I was playing at it or I was doing it. And you have all these like cool artists going one after another, and you're all kind of watching, and everybody, when someone who's cool is going, everybody's kind of like being cool. And then Stevie Wonder went to go play, and everybody just like relaxed into, I don't know what that is, but I think you can understand what I'm saying. So Stevie Wonder for sure.
The one that you want to do a collaboration with.
Oh, who do I want to do a collaboration with? I would love to do, wait, isn't Bruno Filipino?
Yeah.
Yes. Bruno's dope. I love Bruno. I played a show with him in LA a long time ago before he got big, and I love his stuff. He's great.
I think that was a good way of describing your music as well. Same as you described the music of Stevie Wonder, like how it's positive but not cheesy.
Try.
That's your song.
Try your best. Yeah.
Yes. Any more questions? Yes.
Are you a sports guy?
Yeah, totally.
Golden State or Cavaliers?
Man, I'm almost kind of pulling for the Cavaliers right now because LeBron is so out of his mind. Now you guys watch out here?
Yeah.
It's
We're
only
big.
9 a.m.
Basketball country.
Yeah.
It's big.
It's what?
It's a basketball country.
Is this a basketball country?
Yes.
It's blocked there? Wait, what do you mean?
I mean, everybody loves basketball. Play with sandals.
Yeah, I was just driving back and I saw some people playing.
But the big basketball love basketball.
Yeah.
Oh, it's awesome. That's why I love you guys. Yeah, that's like my sport. Growing
So
up.
you got a message for LeBron, what would you tell him now?
Keep your head up, bro.
And last but not the least, hidden talent. Do you have anything that people don't know that
Hidden
beatbox,
talent.
rap, or something?
I can beatbox. Not amazing. But I think hidden talent, I'm like okay at magic. I don't have anything to do right now.
You do improv with your wife though sometimes, right?
Improv?
Improv?
My wife does improv.
Your wife does she do so with you? Is that
Yeah, well, we haven't done that fully. Yeah, that's awesome.
Alright, any more
You guys
questions?
want to say yes to stuff like that? And they're like, alright, do it right now.
Alright, any questions for Andy Grammer? So speaking of your wife, you mentioned her a lot
Yeah.
in your interviews, and as long as you can mention her, I think you mentioned her, right? So of all the songs, does she have a favorite? Or do you have a song that you specifically wrote for her? Or is it
Yeah, so I wrote Fresh Eyes for her, which is about her. Fresh Eyes is, the whole idea of Fresh Eyes is kind of re-finding love with someone that you've been in love with for a while. And, you know, me and my wife have dated for 9 years now. And what's most fun is when you find things about them that surprise you still. So the story with Fresh Eyes was that we were on vacation, and I woke up before her, and I was in the bathroom, and I could see through the door, I could see her, and she woke up, and the first thing she did was started rapping Big Sean, which I don't know if you guys know who Big Sean is. But I was like, who are you? I don't even know that. I didn't know you knew that. And she woke up and just started, like, the first thing, she was like, woke up and was just, like, rapping it. And I'm like, maybe I have no idea who this person is that I've been spending my life with. And those are really fun. Those are the moments that you go like, whoa, maybe I don't know you. That's kind of fun.
And then going back to family, how do you plan to instill your daughter with music? Do you also want her, well, sometimes wish to make her an artist like yourself?
We're gonna let her figure out whatever she wants to do. But what's really sweet is that my wife's family is from Louisiana. So we named my daughter Louisiana. And we actually just heard my wife's grandfather just passed away and gave us his grand piano in our house. So there's like a long history of music from my side and from her side. So I'm sure she's gonna be into it. But I don't know whether she's gonna like make it her career.
Yes, for sure. Any more questions for Andy Grammer? Questions? Any more? So going back to your show, do you have anything, a message for them, or what should they look forward to tomorrow?
It's a really high energy show. Me and my band, it's been the same band for a really long time. So it's definitely not a show where I'm in the front and my band is just like sitting in the back. There's a lot of like ruckus dance moves and everybody gets really into it, and we throw like a pretty high energy party.
Alright, so please invite everyone to come tomorrow.
Please come tomorrow. Give me my chance to win you over. That's what I ask. I ask, come by, and if you're not into it, then don't worry about it. But as a street performer who's had to make a crowd when no one came, I think if you come, I think I can get you.
Yes, it's definitely going to be a great intimate show tomorrow. So Andy, if you could just stand up so that everyone can take great pictures of you.